Hi, my name is Arthur, and why is Ryan Gosling the perfect action hero for Gen Z? The fact is that he differs from all the classic action heroes from now, at least by the presence of hair on his head. But you will say that action heroes of 80s and 90s had a powerful hairline. So let's dive deeper into this topic. Why did heroes of that era slowly went into the sunset? This is very important to know in order to understand the success and popularity of Gosling. Classic action heroes have common physical features. They are all in very good shape. Muscle mass is several times bigger than ordinary man. Despite the fact not all actors on this list are tall, they were shot in such way that you would think that they are NBA ready. They needed powerful, huge, sweaty guy.
Goddamn right.
After all, it is difficult to associate yourself with them, but the fact is that the people wanted to look at something unique. At the time, everything was done manually, without computer graphics. In those years, every action scene, every trick was perceived as an achievement of a person. People went to watch James Bond movies for chases, rooftop stunts, and incredible scenery. Back then, it was the only way to see such things.
I haven't seen you for 6 months.
In such conditions, characters are extremely confident and persistent personalities. So all the main heroes of action films shared the same character traits: self-confidence, perseverance, positive attitude, and wit. All those characters were the imagination of each of the audience member. Everyone wanted to be strong and confident. And the fact is that all the stunts were done by people created legends, that they are as strong as in the movies. I'm sure poor Steven Seagal himself believed in own movies. Probably thinks all those events from his life and somebody accidentally filmed them. As you notice, there is no question of character causing association with the audience, but when computer graphics begin to penetrate the world of cinema, the appearance and character of the main action hero begin to change. The first vivid example was Neo from Matrix. In the film, full of computer graphics and crazy ideas, the main hero was an ordinary office plankton. Keanu, the face of the blockbuster, was a test of a pen and extremely successful, but still he has a more introverted energy, because of which he cannot associate in all viewers. When Reeves started to lose his popularity, Ryan Gosling appeared on scene in the incredibly breakthrough movie Drive. The film was promoted as another action film where we have Silent Driver in the main role. Many immediately had association with the movie Le Transporteur. In truth, on paper, those films are very similar, but the performance of Ryan Gosling and the directing of Nicholas Winding Refn turned an ordinary action movie into a real classic. But why?
Why, you stupid bastard?
How is this movie differs from Le Transporteur? Drive was the first piece of art that started this nostalgia for the 80s. Music, colors, every frame was saturated with that era. Even the protagonist, a silent, confident, brave guy. This movie felt like a love letter for an era. But there is one difference. That's it. Have you noticed? Okay, let's watch again. Okay, so let's put it another way. This is Marlon Brando, might be the greatest actor in history of humanity. He's a tough guy, participates in robbery, a classic alpha male who is confident in his actions. But this moment separates Brando and his character from others. With one eye movement, he showed that in front of us not just a tough guy, but a man with doubts. He dared to get into an adventure, but like any of us, there is a doubt and fear in him. And now multiply this scene by 100 and stretch it on the whole film, and you will get the Drive. Refn and Gosling created a very stable picture that simultaneously refers to a classic action movies as well develops ideas, making the character closer to the audience. Drive has not only visual contrast, but contrast in the structure of the scenes. The character of Gosling is confident and cool in action scenes. He is good behind the wheel, he is not afraid of fight, and if it necessary, can settle with words.
Shut your mouth. or I'll kick your teeth down your throat and I'll shut it for you.
But all his confidence evaporates in ordinary life situations. When you need just to communicate with people, have a small talk, or talk to the girl.
This party is kind of boring. Where the hoes at?
This combination of confidence and social awkwardness has captivated an entire generation of men. In his awkwardness they see themselves, but in his heroic actions they see their potential, and it gives them hope. So the genre of literal me was formed. If you want a separate video, leave a comment about it. But Drive was a test of pen, a deeper and more detailed analysis and deconstruction of the men of the generation was in the film Only God Forgives. The same Gosling-Ralph duo, but this film did not find the same folk love because of its depth. Although the visual and sound inspired other authors of cinema, video games, music and streamers' room. If The Drive was the new look of the films of the 80s, then Only God Forgives was a western and an analysis of the main archetypes of the genre. Therefore, the picture explores the relationship of men with their mother as well as the nature of male masculinity. Again, if you want a detailed analysis, just to write a comment. In the same year, there was another film with Gosling released, The Place Beyond the Pines, where he plays the same man of Generation Z but a bit older, because of what he is more sensual. Dyed blonde hair, stylized tattoos, that image was ahead of its time. That movie was released in 2013, before everyone started
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
dyeing their hair blonde, wearing t-shirts of metal bands of the 90s without knowing them, and getting deliberately meaningless tattoos.
Like lightning, you're gonna crash like thunder.
By the way, remember those times when people were explaining the meaning of their tattoos for an hours, and now people are getting gathers to scratch their fingers on? Aside from a strong visual image that has influenced an entire generation, this character struggles with the challenges that lies ahead for our Sigma males. I am talking about situation when you had fun with the girl, and all of a sudden this fun starts to grow and talk. Gosling lived his usual Sigma male life. He was free, had an unstable job that gave him an income and attention. But the meeting with Eva Mendes changed everything. He found out that he had a kid, and here the film begins to explore the main theme of late adulthood. Despite his cool appearance and determination, in many ways this character is a child who's stuck in a stage where he does everything to seem cool in eyes of others. Even when he finds out about the child, he wants to solve the problem in a cool way, robbing banks in style on motorcycle. And when Ryan saw his children's stepfather, essentially an adequate person who had taken it upon himself to raise the children, he flew at him with fists. It's like I'm explaining his actual life, not the not the movie. Before that, it might seem like Gosling was lucky with those roles, but after those films, he waited a couple of years and returned to the intellectual blockbuster scene in 2018 in the new Bladerunner. A film that I think I don't need even to talk about. Memes will explain you everything. In short, this is a visualization of a dream of Gen Z. Again, a young, lonely, awkward protagonist who lives in a huge cult city. And at home he waits for a perfect girl who appears when he wants, does what he wants, and look like he wants. The character is completely disconnected from reality, behaves like a robot whose life is consists of work and loneliness at home. All the way Gosling in the Blade Runner tried to prove to himself that he is special, but dreams are cut short at the end when it turns out that is not the case, after which he This is a beautiful metaphor for narcissism in young men, when everyone is sure that he is not like everyone else, and as soon as they receive a reality check, they seem
to die inside.
The meaning of life for them lost. It was those roles and such stable acting by Ryan Gosling that made him the perfect action hero for the generation. His awkwardness and vulnerability evoke association in men, and heroism give them hope. Well, of course, the appearance and mannerism attracted girls. So Ryan, brother, you see what the advertisement I did for you? Text me, let's collaborate. And which is your favorite Ryan Gosling movie? Write in the comments. And if you liked my video, first of all, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want right now more content from me, I have a Patreon. And if you want to help to the victims of war in Ukraine, all the links will be in the description and pinned comment.